Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The light is definitely fading, which makes no sense because I'm looking out the window and there's a ton of sunlight, so I don't know, must be the angle, but we're working with it. So if you're new here, my name is Eva. It's been a really long time since I posted my last video, but we won't talk about that. So with that being said, I figured that we would just do an update today. Just what I'm reading, what I'm journaling in, what my diet and exercise routine is. Those are all the things that I've typically focused on in my previous videos. With that being said, if you guys want to see videos on specific topics, definitely feel free to comment down below any specific videos that you'd like to see from me. I try to focus this channel around lifestyle, including self-care, planning, organizing, journaling, reading, inspiration, motivation, food, diet. You can tell I have a lot of interests. But with the main goal of just spreading positivity and motivating each other and just creating a space of focusing on a healthy lifestyle, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So with that being said, feel free to subscribe to this channel, give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this, and let's get started. Okay, so my last videos focused a lot on monthly resets and reading plans, and I actually didn't do a journal update for 2024 yet, so I do have my journals sitting right next to me. I'm very excited to be working through them. I've mentioned in previous videos that I love journaling, I love organizing, I love planning out self-care too, and just writing down tasks that have to be done throughout the day, personal tasks, work tasks, and I love having different journals for different things. So this year, I did a self-care journal, which was new for me. I've never had a self-care journal before, at least one that I purchased. And also, I am doing a finance journal again, like a budgeting journal, and just a personal/work life journal. So, here are the journals we're working with this year. 2024 journals. I love them. I'm very excited. I mean, if I'm being honest, I haven't used them as much as I had wanted to so far, but we're only in February, so not too far in the year. That's actually really important to make note of, because if you feel like you didn't start your goals right on January 1st, that is okay. I mean, starting in February is kind of when you really start to get in the groove of things, I think, for the new year, so definitely okay if you're still kind of making your way into getting adjusted with your own goals or your own routines. It's all about kind of just going with the flow. And that's something that I have to learn as well, is to not get so caught up in the specifics and to be okay with adjusting as I go along. So like I said, I have 3 journals, and one is my personal/work journal, one's my budget journal, and one's my self-care journal. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys which type of journal I got, what brand, what it kind of looks like on the inside, and yeah, just kind of how I'm using them. So the first one, some of these are repeats because I love them so much. So the first one is the Clever Fox Planner Pro. It's going to be backwards on the camera, but first one is Clever Fox Planner Pro. And I did end up going with the larger size again this year. I'm actually really liking the larger size. It's a great way to just lay out all of your goals and all of the things you have to do, and without feeling kind of cramped on the paper, which I've felt before with smaller journals. Some people love smaller journals, and that's fine. I don't know. This year I was feeling this size. So this does come with a monthly review, which I love after every month. And, well, let me actually start from the beginning. So in the beginning of this journal, in case you're not familiar with Clever Fox, they do have you reflect on self-awareness and discovery, daily rituals, vision boards, what you want your life to look like in 1, 5, 10, 20 years from now, your 1-year goals, your 3-month goals. So there's a lot of reflection before you even start journaling, which I really appreciate because it kind of gets you to check in with yourself and see what you even want your goals to look like. Sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too, making just arbitrary goals that aren't actually really aligning with what you want to do. So this is a great way to reflect on that. Before moving into their monthly layout, which even in their monthly layout, they have their month goals, things that you want to do to make this month better, like skills and habits, distractions to avoid, places to go and people to see, and one thing you always wanted to do. So they really have you look at everything. They have you look at every aspect of your life. And that also turns into the monthly review at the end of the month. This shows you different areas of your life that you can rate and see which ones were really great and which ones you're lacking in. So example, finances, if I'm doing really well with finances or not so hot with finances, I can use that to inform my budget planner, which is very helpful. Same with health and fitness. You can use that to inform your diet and fitness routines, or spirituality if you want to have a better sense of how you're feeling internally and in terms of meditation and mindfulness. It also focuses on your wins, what lessons you learned, so positive thinking and things that you can take away from this month, and also where you're lacking or what tasks were not accomplished and how you feel about your progress. So just an in-depth review, very in-depth, and I really appreciate that because it does help you go into the next month taking with you what worked and leaving behind what didn't. With the monthly reviews and the monthly layout, it does a week-by-week layout as well that include that day's goals and 3 priorities that you want to focus on. It targets this week's main goal and this week's priorities, along with the work and personal to-do list, and a habit tracker is included too, which I love. Things you're excited about, life balance to-do list. So it really has everything. This is why I love Clever Fox, because they have every single thing you could possibly want in a journal, and they have every type of journal that you could want in any area of your life. And so with that being said, that brings me to my second journal, which is the Budget Planner Journal, which is also in the somewhat larger size than some of the other ones I think they have. So the Budget Planner, very similar. It helps you look at all different aspects of your budget journey, your finance journey. So it starts off with just your financial goals, your mind map, strategies, tactics, and actions, skills, and affirmations that you will be using to achieve your financial goals. It has monthly financial goals, a checklist, your income, your savings, your budget, a calendar to write out what you need to write out, an expense tracker, and a monthly budget review, which I think is one of the most important parts of this journal, is to actually review how much you spent, review whether you met your budget goals, review the differences in your accounts, focus on your wins. Did you meet your budget goals? Did you achieve your monthly goals? What did you learn? And what is one thing, again, in the next month that you will do to improve? And with this one, which my other one didn't actually have, is a folder for receipts and bills. So that's really great. In the back of the journal, they also have a savings tracker. They have a debt tracker, 2 very important things. They have a holiday budget and a regular bill tracker, and just some extra pages of paper to do whatever you need to do in terms of organization with your finances. So these are just 2 of my absolute favorite journals. These are what I'm going to be using in 2024. I've already started to use them a little bit. But one thing I haven't used yet is the self-care planner. And again, it's backwards, but this is called the self-care planner. I am in love with this journal, you guys. This is one of the most in-depth self-care reflection journals I've ever seen. And it really just gets you to even figure out what self-care means to you. So if you struggle with self-care or even figuring out what self-care looks like to you, I would highly recommend getting a journal like this. Just in the beginning, they do like a little self-care assessment, and they talk about your physical, emotional, social, spiritual health and what you do in each area that helps you feel more fulfilled. and what prevents you from doing more self-care. Even looking at what I wrote down energy, so a lack of energy sometimes, a lack of time, perfectionism even. It even has a self-care cheat sheet for suggestions on things you can do in each area. This also has somewhat of a vision board and goal planning. There are monthly calendars included, which are great, along with a monthly review and monthly intentions for each, which I love. In the week layout, this does a great job of focusing once again on personal to-dos and work to-dos, but also there's a sleep tracker, there's a mood tracker, and a habit tracker. There's also, as if that's not so much already, there's a place to put your meals and your exercise. So if you're focusing on diet and fitness, this is such a great place to just write down what types of habits you're putting into place with regard to that. Just write into your self-care journal. There's a place for gratitude, top goals, and also what self-care practice you did that day, which should be a daily thing. And of course, along with my journals, I keep all my stickers from my previous journals because it's fun to just, make it fun and creative. That's a great way, actually, if you're looking for a way to feel more motivation and to feel just more inspired to follow through with things. Turn it into something fun. Turn it into a challenge. Turn it into a game. Just put a positive spin on it, and you will find that your motivation for doing the task or doing your routine will definitely increase. So those are my journals for the year. I'm very excited to be working through them. I've done monthly resets on my channel before, but I don't know how I'm going to be doing that moving forward, or even what areas of my life you guys would like to see me make videos about in terms of my reset for the month. But we shall see what happens with that. But speaking of monthly resets, I'm going to be trying to get back to reading. I have not been reading as much as I want to, so I have 5 books that I'm going to try to read in what I call like the winter section of the year. And so I'm breaking it into 4 sections: winter, spring, summer, fall. And how I look at it would be January, February, March would be winter, April, May, June would be spring, July, August, September would be summer, and October, November, December would be fall, which might be a little bit off, but that's how I'm doing it, just to break it into the 4 sections for the year. So my winter reading list, I guess we can call it, I have 5 books, and I just wanted to share which books I'm going to be reading for the next 3 months in case some of you would want to read these too. So the first book is Half a Soul. I've heard that this is a pretty popular fantasy book, and just to read some of the back, it says, ever since she was cursed by a fairy, Theodora Eddings has had no sense of fear or embarrassment, an unfortunate condition that leaves her prone to accidental scandal. Dora hopes to be a quiet, sensible wallflower during the London season, but when Elias Wilder, the handsome, peculiar, and utterly ill-mannered Lord Sorcerer, discovers her condition, she is instead drawn into dangerous fairy affairs. So for someone who loves fantasy, which is myself, this would be a great book. And it's not too long. It's about 300 pages. I think this is also the first in a series. I could be wrong. Yes, this says book 1. So this definitely sounds like a fun book. The second book that I have in my reading list is The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which honestly, just look at the cover. How beautiful is that? It's such a nice book. And I love the moon, so how could you go wrong? So this one says, growing up on the moon, I'm gonna completely mess up this name. Xingyin is accustomed to solitude, unaware that she is being hidden from the feared celestial emperor, who exiled her mother for stealing the elixir of immortality. But when Xingyin's magic flares and her existence is discovered, she is forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. I don't read this whole thing because I don't want to give too much away, but that's kind of the premise, and it just sounds really cool. Again, a very popular book, so I thought I'd give this one a try. The third book that I have in my list that I've already started reading is The Starless Sea. And so this one sounds very interesting. I love the cover again, and even just the writing in the first page, I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is really written in a way that I love. So this one is, far beneath the surface of the earth, upon the shores of the starless sea, there is a labyrinth collection of tunnels and rooms filled with stories. The entryways that lead to this sanctuary are often hidden, sometimes on forest floors, sometimes in private homes, sometimes in plain sight, but those who seek will find. Their doors have been waiting for them. Zachary Ezra Rollins is in search for his door, though he does not know it. He follows a silent siren song and inexplicable certainty that he is meant for another place. So that's all I'm going to read in this cover, but just such an interesting book. I'm only 37 pages in, but I'm already in it to win it. Just really excited to keep reading this one. Now, my last two books are nonfiction because I adore nonfiction books as well. I love learning. I could definitely read textbooks for fun. So this one is called Seeing What Others Don't: The Remarkable Ways We Gain Insights by Gary Klein. I just realized I didn't say any of the authors' names, but I will put them on the screen. So this one sounds really interesting because it kind of focuses on thinking in a different way, I believe. So seeing what others don't, so perspective. And so this one says, insights like Darwin's understanding of the way evolution actually works and Watson and Crick's breakthrough discoveries about the structure of DNA can change the world. We also need insights into the everyday things that frustrate and confuse us so that we can more effectively solve problems and get things done. Yet we know very little about when, why, or how insights are formed, or what blocks them. In Seeing What Others Don't, renowned cognitive psychologist Gary Klein unravels the mystery. So it just sounds very interesting with regard to seeing things in different perspectives. It also seems to focus on different professions and different types of people and how they view things. So I'm excited to learn things from the author's perspective and what he has to share. And my other nonfiction book is Think Again by Adam Grant. And so this one, again, another thinking book. So this one is intelligence is usually seen as the ability to think and learn, but in a rapidly changing world, there's another set of cognitive skills that might matter more. The ability to rethink and unlearn. In our daily lives, too many of us favor the comfort of conviction over the discomfort of doubt. We listen to opinions that make us feel good instead of ideas that make us think hard. So I thought that was very interesting. So focusing on things that make us think hard rather than things we're already used to. And that's so important, challenging our thoughts and challenging the way we think to, again, see things through different perspectives. So this should be very interesting as well. These two books are not very long, but they seem to have just so much good information in them. So that is my winter reading list. I'm going to come back in April about and review what I thought of these books and share my spring reading list with you guys. Also, if there are books that you guys want me to read in the spring for my spring reading list, definitely let me know and I will write them down to check out. So the third thing I wanted to focus on with this video in terms of like an update and resetting for the year and what I'm focusing on moving forward is diet and fitness. So if you've noticed, I've made a few shorts on some meals that I'm making, and I plan on continuing to make videos and shorts on the types of meals I make. Cooking and diet and just nutrition and fitness are a huge part of my life. I love experimenting with different recipes and making up my own. Many people say that I should just create a cookbook already, which maybe one day I will, we'll see. But for now, I'd love to share those with you guys. So I do think I'm going to be making more what I eat in a day videos, what I eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, diet updates, why I eat the way I do, what I eat, some of my fitness goals, how I'm achieving those, maybe fitness and nutrition tips, just anything fitness and nutrition related. Whoever was subscribed a while ago, I actually had a bunch of fitness and nutrition videos up. So I'm thinking of getting back to some of those. So really this is just a check-in to see what people want to see from me, to see which videos people liked, to see what videos I want to keep putting out, to see what videos about lifestyle might inspire others or motivate others, or videos people can relate to about things that I do in my life or more of my life that people want to see. Also, I do have a couple of other channels, and one of them I just started is my therapy corner. It's called Eva's Therapy Corner. I will link it down below in the description. And this is a therapy channel. So if you don't know, I'm a licensed therapist, and I created that channel to focus on mental health topics specifically. So always feel free to go over there if that's something you're interested in addition to these types of videos, or if you want to focus more on mental health issues if you're struggling, and if you want to join my mental health community over there. Okay, now the light is getting really bad, so I'm gonna end here. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to getting back to some of my videos on this channel for you guys. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.